Hey up and welcome to Callums Corner. I have woken up in an absolutely glorious mood this morning because yesterday I got a sign, I got some proof that occasionally, sometimes at least, good things happen to good people. The universe is just, it was just magnificent, right? So, yesterday morning, I woke up and I wasn't in a good place. I was hungover. Previous evening, after I'd finished streaming, I decided to have a few drinks to celebrate my meme review being done. You know, a job well done. Actually, I do need to apologise to anyone who's a member of my Discord server. In my slightly tipsy state, I did change a few people's nicknames. So, yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, I woke up the next morning a bit worse for wear. But I figured I'd be able to get through it. It was only a half shift that I was working, and it's my last one before Christmas, so I'm thinking, yeah, I can get through this, and then it's just over and done with, you know what I mean? Anyway, I get to work, and by about mid-morning, I'm starting to feel a bit better in my head. The headache's receded, yeah, it's okay, but my guts, they're a whole different matter. I've got a massively pressing need to poop. Now, stupidly, in my hungover state in the morning, I hadn't pooped before leaving the house, which is a massive error at the best of times, and especially if you're bloody hungover, and even that was being compounded by the fact that I've been snacking on a load of various Christmas foods that I'd bought to review, just, you know, stuffing them down captain's table style as I'm drinking. You know, whatever's brewing inside of me is not going to be at all pleasant. And, you know, I'm at work at the moment, I'm doing bank work, so I'm at an actual hospital, and they're the worst places for public pooping. It's full of sick people, toilets are always packed because people are ill, there's not enough cubicles, and for me a hungover poo is at least 30% air, and I'm thinking it might be 40 or 50% air because of what I'd eaten the night before. You know, it's going to be expelled, it's going to be noisy. I don't want that being overheard. I've got some decency, you know, some self-respect. So I struggle on through my shift, you know, I managed to make it through. I'm a warrior, it's what I do. And I'm on the bus home, and I start to realise that actually I've made a miscalculation. I probably should have taken the opportunity before I left. Something about the vibration of the bus or the heat or something, it's ranked up the volume to like critical levels now. I'm sitting there, I'm sweating buckets, and it's feeling literally like I've got half a pound of nuclear waste just sitting there in my colon needing to happen now. You know, so I get off the bus, I'm not even home, we're not even halfway home at this point, I'm only down in bloody Eastville area. I look around, I manage to find myself a cafe, straight down to the back to find a toilet, and it's just one toilet, and there's someone in it, it's occupied. Guys, so I go and order myself a frothy coffee, because you can't just go in and just, you know, go poo in a bloody cafe. You've got to buy something. I go and sit down and find myself a table right opposite the toilet, so I can look at it, you know, mark it out, my zone of fear, I'm in there next. And then it's just a waiting game. The frothy coffee was a mistake. Coffee's like pre-poo lube at the best of times, so I couldn't drink that. And I'm just sitting there waiting. Whoever's in there is obviously having the same issues as me, because they're taking absolutely ages in there. Now, while I'm sitting there, my senses are being assaulted by these two absolute spasmoidal children. I think they're brothers, because they're with one lady, but they don't look anything alike. But in Bristol, you never can tell. Anyway, they're acting like they own the bloody place, just smashing. They've got, one of them's got this little plastic dog that's got like a police hat on it or something. It was mental, but he was smashing it on tables, or running around, going up to the toilet door and banging on it and stuff. His mum barely did anything, and when she did, it was just self-entitled little jib-jab from him, right? He'd have his little tantrums. It was a nightmare, absolute nightmare. Anyway, eventually someone came out of the toilet. It's this big fat bloke, and he's obviously laid an absolute dookie down in there. I go in there and it's disgusting, it stinks, but needs must. Sit down, toilet seat's warm because he's been sitting on it, it's horrible, but again, it needs must. So I'm sitting there, I'm doing my business, and lo and behold, I hear the bloody bang on the door. Obviously the child's assaulting it, which isn't making it easier for me. Anyway, luckily, as I said, it was quite quick because it was kind of, it was wind expelled. So I'm flushing the toilet a couple of times because it was, you know, like Rolling Stone songs, Paint It Black. It was kind of like Paint It Brown, and, you know, I didn't want to leave that stuck to the... Anyway, I've done all of that, and there's a couple more bangs at the door and stuff. Wash my hands. I go out there, and he's right there, but the mum's there this time, and he wants to go into the toilet, obviously, so I go sit down and get my coffee and stuff. This was brilliant, right? I'm sitting there watching, I see her turn around, right? Her face was horrified. I know what she's facing. I know what she's smelling. I was just in there. It's my hungover scent mixed with that fat bloke's leaving. So, you know, it almost burnt the hair on my nose being in there. Her face, she looked like a homophobic otter that had just had a cheeky finger slipped inside its anus. It was shock, horror. Her eyes were huge. It was absolutely glorious. And there's nothing she can do. Nothing she can do. You should have controlled your child. Now you're facing the consequence. Now you eat that. Eat your dinner. Eat it. Thick fug Amazonian aroma that you could almost chew on. Eat that down, darling. That is your shame sandwich for not controlling your bloody child. It was magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. Sat there at my leisure, finishing my coffee. When they came back out, the little kid was crying. He was having a tantrum. He'd hated it in there. She sat back down, she's trying to calm him down. It was hysterical. She had this herbal tea and she was like almost pinning him down and making him sniff her herbal tea, telling him to, oh, what can you smell, Tobias? Can you smell the orange? There's cinnamon in there. It's like, what are you doing? Your child's a twat. Tell him he's a twat. Tell him to stop being a twat. Honest to God, people should not have children if you're going to inflict them on all of us. Unless you're writing to me, unless you're getting my consent, an invitation to me to be involved in the conception of your child, I do not expect to have to endure your child's bad behaviour. Revolting. Absolutely revolting. And the universe righted it. It was glorious. Absolutely glorious. They were traumatised. So was I, a little bit actually, by the violence of my bowel movement. I had to catch a Uber home in the end and have a little lie down when I got back. I was kind of post-poo shaky. But hungover poos can be like that sometimes. They can be like that. But feeling much better today though, and you know, really, really buoyed by the victory. So yeah, we'll be back on the streaming tonight, lads. Back on the Twitch. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you there.